And the last word she said to me was, "Thank you." And I'll never forget that for the rest of my life.
And I remember you telling me about that night that you felt that she was almost saying goodbye to you.
Yeah. I just, you know what it's like. You have a moment in your heart and a moment in your head. Sorry, Alex. Sorry, Alex.
Bruno, listen, it's fine. Absolutely fine. It's a very emotional time. I'll give you some time to get it back. It's all right. Bruno Peake, Royal Pageant Master, talking about that day.
When you know somebody who has played an important part in your life, you know you're never going to see again. Sorry.
No, listen, Bruno, we very much enjoyed talking to you about all of this. Not at all unprofessional. No, listen, you had plenty of time to be professional in the times when you were doing all those things, and you know.
He was all Her Majesty the Queen, and including His Royal Highness Duke of Edinburgh, were always so very gracious to me, as well as her private secretaries. And all members of the royal household. They've been such a joy to work with over so many years now.
Yeah. Where do you remember where you were when you heard that the Queen had passed away?
Well, those of us who were involved in this, we sort of knew it was coming. The Buckingham Palace always underplays its statements. And when Buckingham Palace said that the doctors were concerned for the Queen's health, those of us who knew realised what was happening. And so, yes, I was basically putting my shoes on, getting ready to go to do the commentary.
Yeah.
I remember it very clearly because we knew something significant had happened. I had been called, I was in London, central London, and was called down to the studios. In Ealing, the TalkTV studios, because we had some real concerns. Something very dramatic had happened.
Yes,
and I was down there, and it became clear that this was looking very, very bad indeed.
Yeah,
and then I was. You broke the news. Literally, I think just after 6:30.
Just after 6:30, yeah.
And I was preparing to go live on air with Piers Morgan, just as people were trying to assemble.
And as you were trying to sort of get your head around it, because I think at the time for all of us, one, it was quite a shock, but also it didn't seem quite real, because the Queen, for most of us, I don't think there were many people left in the country who had any other monarch. You know,
that's right.
It's all that you'd ever known.
It's all you've ever known. It was the foundation stone of everything that one sort of understood and trusted and believed in the United Kingdom. And so it was, we knew that day at some point would have to happen, but we sort of thought in a strange way that it almost never would, because she had endured so long.
What can I do for you, Carl?
Well, you asked about where we were on the day the Queen died.
Yes, where were you?
My wife and I were in our favourite hotel in Cyprus.
Oh, nice.
Celebrating our 60th wedding anniversary.
Congratulations. That's quite some achievement, that.
Well, yes. And we were on the balcony having a pre-meal drink, evening meal, when a Cypriot member of staff came and told us that the Queen had died.
All right.
And the usual thing was we'd taken all our wedding anniversary cards with us, and of course we opened one of them, which was from the Queen, signed by her, and dated the day she died, 8 September 2022.
She actually wrote a card. Isn't that brilliant? So is that what you normally would get if you have a wedding anniversary there?
Yes. In fact, it was our niece that had written to Buckingham Palace informing them of our anniversary.
What a great thing to do. How did you feel? How did it make you feel, Carl, at the time? Because it was a shock, wasn't it?
Very sad.
Yeah.
Very sad indeed. And indeed, a number of most of the guests in the hotel, they were sad. Even the Cypriot staff appeared upset.
We're talking on the anniversary of the Queen's death, and we're just asking everybody how they felt about it at the time, where they were. Do you remember where you were when you heard that she had passed away?
Yeah, I was in the States, and she's been there all my life. I'd met the Queen several times, and I guess she was a person that you thought was going to go on forever.
Yeah.
And I mean, we have the King now, but the Queen, she was a very special person, and I think a great monarch, and a fantastic leader of the country.
And you fought obviously for Queen and country. So for somebody like you, I guess it means maybe more to you than it does to a lot of people.
Well, again, I've got some very good memories of meeting Her Majesty, and she was actually a really nice, kind person. Yeah. She was very interested, and she would ask questions constantly. Somebody to look up to.
Yeah.
And I think she paved the way. She's a great person.
Yeah.
The Queen. I never got to meet the woman, but. I swore, I attested at Durham Recruiting Office, and when I stood there and said that I would defend, the country and her, it was one of the most proudest moments of my life.
Yes.
And I got to meet a few members of the royal family, like, through my time in the forces. But I never got to meet the Queen. But I do wish the King really well. And I say this, if I live to be 600, I will stand and defend this country with my Zimmer frame.
God bless you.
And my little boots.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm a monarchist. I believe that we should stand for something.
And I suppose the monarch means something more to people in the military.
Well, she was, she was our leader.
Yeah.
As you know, Mike, I've said to you many times, in the forces, we are apolitical, we work for the sovereign. And whomever the sovereign appoints to lead the government, then clearly we will answer to them. But ultimately, she was our leader, so it was a very sad day.
It was. Do you remember where you were?
I do,
when
actually.
You heard?
Bizarrely, I was having dinner with another veteran, certain Mr. James Allen, who I know will be watching from Jakarta, who'd invited me for dinner on Pall Mall, around the corner.
Yeah.
And the news came that she'd sadly passed, and we were able to actually go to Buckingham Palace.
Yes, because a lot of people did that night.
At that time, and it was humbling and indeed very sad. And